Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at Milestone Capital Growth Portfolio. It is Thursday, January 2nd, and I wanted to take a look at PCLN. We have a little bit of a change going on here from the typical uptrend that it was in. If you notice, we came over here, had a double top, channeled across, broke out to the upside. Okay, over here, same thing. Channel down a little bit. We stayed right around this middle Bollinger Band. Never really came down, test the 50, except for here and here. So we channeled, went higher, made a higher highs all the time. Okay, notice here we had this high, but when we tried to make a new high, it didn't make it. Okay, it did not come up and break that high. All right, so now we have a double top that is formed. Okay, your Bollinger Bands are now starting to spread. Okay, on a downside move. That's not a good signal. Even on these downside, it really didn't. It was more coming into a pinch. Okay, even on this down, coming into a pinch, but you're still trending to the upside. Okay, all these were trending to the upside. If you notice this here, we really turned down. Okay, and they're really starting to spread. We're coming up with a 50-day moving average right now, and if we don't hold the support right here and bounce big time, then we're going to break the 50-day moving average for the first time since this run started. And if that takes place, there's going to be some serious panic in here. People are up huge on this run, so they're going to lock their profits. That's just the way I see things. Even though your relative strength index is at 38, I do see this top being in, and I do see this 50-day moving average being broken. And I think we're starting to roll over to the downside with some profit takers coming into play. The move could be pretty aggressive. Sellers come in faster than buyers do. And at this point, you have, let's get this one out of the way. If you want to just follow candles, you're looking at February to be way down here if that's the case. But who knows? But right now, I do feel that I don't think this 50-day is going to hold because we didn't break a higher high over here. The trend is starting to reverse. The uptrend has peaked, and we're starting to come back in. A couple things to take note of. We do have a gap right here. Okay, there's a little bit of a gap right here, and that's at 850. And there's also a lower gap, and it is down here at, nope, that one was filled. I'm sorry. I think it's right there. Yes, 700, 725. So there are two gaps on PCLN, and I'm not saying it's going to go all the way down there. I don't know if it's going to, but I do know that once we start rolling over, we're going to roll over pretty quick. Let's take a look at the weekly on this and see where we are. So if you look here on the weekly, you've had the top. You tried to come up and make that break, but you didn't do it. You're still in an aggressive uptrend, right? That's what it looks like. But look what's changed. Okay, so we know how to do this. We take the bottom of the candles, okay, and we run our trend line. Let's give us some more room here. We run our trend line off the bottoms. Okay, notice what we did today, and these are. Okay, see how we broke that uptrend line? Okay, so for me, that tells me now we're coming down to test the middle Bollinger Band. Okay, which is at 7077. So PCLN is starting to roll over, and by breaking this here, this was a signal for me to add to my position, which I did on the puts. And now my first target is going to be the middle Bolly on the weekly, and the trend that's tracking right now would be right about here, and this is still on an uptrend, so probably around somewhere in this area, February, if not faster, that it's going to start peeling off. But right now, it looks like February can get down to that to middle Bolly. But who knows how the selling is going to kick in. Your relative strength index on the weekly is at 66, so there's plenty of room to come down. Last 4 weeks, there's been some big time selling. The buying pressure that came in didn't have enough to push it higher. And if you notice your MACD I mean, your Bollinger Band is starting to flatten out, okay? And it hasn't done that since God knows how long, but it's starting to roll now. And if everything starts turning down, then look for those gap fills that I showed you on the daily. Even the monthly has, has a huge move to the upside. But now you can really see what has been broken. Okay, so if we coming off, we use the bottom of this one right here. Actually, let's use this lowest candle, because that was a fluke right here. We put it tight. See, it's broken. Okay, so this is riding your candles. This is your uptrend line. As of now, we're broken to go lower. Okay, so on the monthly, if you notice, the middle Bollinger is right around 8 and change, and that's where those gap fills are. And your relative strength index is at 86. Okay, so it's very overbought. So it does need a healthy pullback. PCLN looks like, you have this double top here, nice support on the monthly. Your middle bully will probably be somewhere in this area. By the time it gets down here, 850, somewhere in that area where there's a gap. So looking for the next few months, I would definitely watch for profit taking coming out on PCLN, because it's starting to break down. And going back to the daily, just be careful, keep an eye on things. You do have support right now on the daily, but you did break your weekly and your monthly support levels on the uptrend. So we don't have that in place anymore. So the 50-day is really something that's going to be irrelevant at this point. In my opinion, I think it'll be broken pretty fast. You have your Bollinger Band, the middle bully starting to turn down also. So this is a recipe for heading south. So keep an eye on PCLN. This is Matt over at Milestone Capital Growth Portfolio. Become a member. You would have had it first. We have hundreds of stocks that we watch and have set up on different alerts, and we send them out via email and also on the forum. So we look forward to having you as members and make 2014 a very prosperous new year. Everyone have a great night.